Hey guys, it's Ebony with State of the Body. We are back with Candid Convos with Nurse E. And today we are going to specifically talk about pain. Well, you may ask, why are we talking about pain today, Nurse E? Well, we're talking about pain today because if you did not know, September is Pain Awareness Month. And luckily for you guys, I have a lot of experience talking about and treating pain from a more holistic, natural perspective. So let us take some time to reset, redefine what pain is and ways in which you can naturally treat your pain. So for those of you who don't know me, which is probably everybody that is watching this podcast, I am a nurse practitioner, and over the past 5 years, I've been working in a medically integrated clinic. Well, what is a medically integrated clinic? Well, I'm glad that you asked that question too, guys. So a medically integrated clinic is where there's multiple disciplines, multiple providers that work together collectively to help and treat a client with chronic issues and or maintaining their health. So in an integrated clinic, the one in which I work in, I work side by side with a chiropractor. I'm the nurse practitioner. We can also have someone on staff who is a nutritionist, or we can have someone that's on staff that does integrative or functional medicine. And that type of medicine is where we get to the root of an issue. If you come in with a health concern, we get to the root to see what is the primary cause of it instead of just treating your symptoms. So in the current medical integrated office that I am a part of, we primarily treat pain. If you come in with neck pain, we treat it. If you come in with shoulder pain, we treat it. If you come in with mid-back pain, low back pain, hip, knee, ankle, foot, we address it all. So I know you guys are familiar with the song, hey, the backbone's connected to the hip bone's connected to the knee bone. Exactly. So we address all of those issues when you come in. We do a full assessment where we sit down and we talk to you about all of your symptoms. And usually the driving symptom that brings you in is pain. And it is not just pain in the beginning stages. No. You guys generally wait until the pain is unmanageable. So at this point, you're talking to me about pain that is unmanageable. It's affecting your entire life. It's affecting how you move up and down throughout your house. It's affecting how you being able to go to work. It's causing you to be on bed rest. It's causing you to not be able to be intimate with your significant other. It's causing you to be short with your kids. It's causing you to be depressed. That's the type of pain that we're going to talk about today. Okay, so pain, how do you define it? Well, it's whatever you say it is. It's very subjective. Now, when you go into a clinic, a lot of times we'll ask, well, hey, can you rate your pain? On a pain scale from 0, which is no pain at all, to 10, this is the most excruciating pain that you've ever felt. We generally ask you to rate it in some way, which is, it's difficult, guys. Like, we ask you to do, okay, if it's 0, you know that that's no pain. And obviously, that's not the reason that you're in the clinic or being seen. 10, we usually compare to like a woman giving birth. A man has no idea what that feels like. So do we have the best tools to have you describe what your pain is? No. So that's why in my clinic, we're going to talk to you about describing what the pain feels like and that sort of thing. So let's get into descriptions of pain. All right. So pain can be described a number of different ways, and it's probably ways in which you don't even think about describing your pain as. One of the biggest ways to describe pain is stiffness, you guys. A lot of times I have clients that say, I'm just a little stiff, and it's hard to get up out of the chair. But once I get up and I get to moving, I feel a lot better. But unknowingly, this is a type of pain. Pain that you may be more familiar with, or descriptions of pain that you may be more familiar with, is sharp pain, okay? Shooting pain. Pinching sensation. Something's pinching you. Something is a burning pain. A numbness, like you can't feel, Those different descriptions usually have to do with the nerve being pinched, okay? And I know you guys have heard about that before. We could talk a little bit more about that. Other descriptions of pain are like a ache. And that's often described as a toothache. Another description is a dull feeling, or just any of those descriptions can be described as like nagging, okay? So ache, dull, numb, pinching, burning, tingling. These are all descriptions that I've heard in regards to pain. And those descriptions are usually out of control at this point when I'm working with a client. Another thing that I like to talk about with pain is how often is it occurring? How frequent are you having this pain? Does it come and go all day? Or does it come and go like, okay, Monday I have pain, Tuesday I don't, Wednesday I have pain, Thursday I don't? That's more of intermittent pain. It comes and goes, either frequently throughout the day or every other day, maybe every other week, or just when you do certain activities. That's considered intermittent pain. The other type of pain is constant, continuous pain. That means that it's unrelenting, you guys. It doesn't let up at all right? And so usually when I'm working with a client or was working with a client in the past, they're usually coming in with pain that is continuous. So we talked about different descriptions of pain. We've spoken about the frequency of pain. And now we're going to talk about pain and how it affects your overall life. And I really want to hone in on this point because people don't really realize how pain affects their life until they sit down and they speak with someone about it. You guys, anytime pain is interfering with your activities of daily living, it's a major, major problem. You may ask, well, what are activities of daily living? Activities of daily living is exactly what it sounds like. Activities of daily living is, hey, I need to get my car and I need to drive to the grocery store. Hey, I need to get in the shower before I go to work. You know what? Let me cook a meal. I got to cook dinner for my family. Oh, well, I want to sit at the table and I want to read a book. I want to sit down and I want to watch TV. Those are all activities of daily living. Like everything that we do throughout the day is an activity of daily living. And so when you develop pain and it interferes with your daily routine, we've got a major problem, guys. Major, major, major problem. So I have had clients come in that I've worked with where because the pain is so excruciating, we'll just use low back pain for an example. Instead of going down the stairs normally, they've started going down the stairs backwards just to compensate for the pain. Oftentimes I have people come in with neck pain Or they'll say shoulder pain, not realizing that they have pain in their trap muscles, which is usually related to an issue going on in the neck. One thing with pain, wherever it shows up, that's not the originator of the pain. That's not where pain has originated. Pain has originated someplace else and it is traveling. That's another thing that I want you guys to be aware of with pain. Pain travels, and where it has traveled to does not mean where it has originated. Okay. So when you go and see your provider and they're asking a lot of questions and they need a lot of clarification about your pain, it's because pain can be difficult to treat. It could be difficult to pinpoint. And so we need lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of information to help you the best way that we know how. So we've talked about descriptions, we've talked about frequency, we've talked about different locations where you could have pain, we've talked about how pain can travel. And so now I want to kind of jump into where can you go to get treated for your pain. I want to kind of stick with back pain because I believe that at least 95% of Americans, if I know 100% is a little extreme, but I know at least 95% of Americans deal with some sort of back pain. And I'm talking about little people, I'm talking about young adults, I'm talking about teenagers, I'm talking about middle-aged adults and older adults. Everybody has experienced back pain. So for the sake of our conversation today, let's stick with back pain. And I may talk about neck pain just a little bit. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay. So you come in and you have low back pain and you give me a description of the pain is, I'm dealing with a lot of stiffness in my back. It's really, really hard to move. Okay. You rate your pain about 4 or 5. It's irritating and it's constant, but you're able to do things that you still enjoy doing. So you go in and you see your provider and your provider wants to start you on some type of medication. Now, most of the clients that I've worked with, they don't want to take any type of medication, you guys, at all. Okay. And so that's cool with me. I don't really want you taking any type of medication either. But if you're not going to take any type of medication, and that's the choice of treatment that your provider is giving you, what's another option that you can do? Let me take a sip of tea. Well, I'm glad you asked, Nurse E. In the medically integrated office that I work with chiropractors. And oftentimes clients are not referred to see a chiropractor for pain management. But that is an option that you can consider when you are experiencing, for the sake of the example, low back pain. Well, what does a chiropractor do? I'm not a chiropractor. I am a nurse practitioner. But in working with a chiropractor, I have realized that they have blessed hands, you guys. What they do is they align your spine to allow the nervous system to communicate with the rest of the body to help the body heal itself naturally. I said it, naturally. Now, most times when clients don't want to take any NSAIDs like ibuprofen, Aleve, Motrin, naproxen, meloxicam, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all of those types of medications. They say, hey, I'll just deal with it. And you never just want to deal with pain. Pain is a sign that something is wrong. I'm going to say it one more time, you guys. Pain is a sign that something is wrong. And you don't want to ignore this sign. You want to find out what's going on, especially in the early stages, because if you find out, then it's something that can be treated. Okay? So I want to stress that. Don't ignore any symptom that you have. This is coming from a medical provider. Do not ignore any symptom that you have. Do not wait for it to get worse. We want to treat it while it's at a stage where it's treatable and you can carry on with your life. Okay? So, a natural way, if you don't want to have to take any type of pain medication like non-steroidals, or you don't want to go to the pain clinic and get epidurals, or you don't want to take steroids, or you don't want to take opioids like Percocet, oxycodone, Lortabs, hydrocodone, I would refer you to seeing your neighborhood chiropractor. Okay? At the chiropractic clinic or the medically integrated office, we would do an exam. We would also take you to go and get some x-rays. The x-rays are going to tell us exactly where the pain is stemming from. And so it will give us a better direction on how to treat you specifically. When you go to an office where there are multiple providers, you don't get a cookie cutter treatment. We take you into consideration and we look at, hey, what's going on with this person specifically, and what specifically do they need in order to get better? And so being a part of a medically integrated office and having multiple providers work together as a team to treat you is just very, very important. So with pain, you want to make sure that you address it early. Give us good descriptions. Rate it on the pain scale as best as you can. And then if you want to treat it naturally, I'm highly recommending that you work with a team that will give you options on how to treat it. Now, all the other options I won't say are necessarily bad options. I just don't think that they need to be your first option. So that's number one. Also, too, if you want to treat things naturally, I do want you to know that there are other options out there for you, okay? So pain can really affect how you live your life, guys. And you were created on purpose. You were fearfully and you were wonderfully made. And there are promises that are attached to you. And if you are dealing with pain, you cannot fulfill the purpose that God has for you. So if you guys have any questions, any concerns, and you want to learn more about what you can do about your pain, you are more than welcome to leave a comment below the video and I will follow up with you. You can also follow me at State of the Body on Instagram. You can leave a comment there as well. I also have a resource that is pretty good that you guys could use to learn more about pain and how and when to address it. So I have a friend who is a chiropractor and he has a book and it's called Dare to Live Well. And he has a specific chapter in this book that talks about how to describe pain. Oftentimes clients self-talk to themselves about why they don't want to go and be seen for the pain. And then he also recommends natural ways in which to treat your pain. You guys can find this book on Amazon and let them know that Nurse E from Candid Convos with Nurse E has recommended this book for you. It was great seeing you guys again. It was great chatting with you. And I am so glad that you guys have tuned in to listen to me speak about pain. September is Pain Awareness Month. If you've got any pain, make sure you check in with your provider about that. All right, guys, I will see you next time.